I don't know who the rest are. I'm changing out
wow.
my race.
Crazy. It's just the other people are just us.
Yeah, let's see.
So what 2 spells do you think I should pick up?
Do you have money? Is the first question.
Ooh, Skywrite. I get 2 when I level up.
Pick random utilities.
For free.
Pick
I'm
the
just
weirdest
saying.
fucking utility spells, like Skywrite. Yeah, that should be one of them.
Let's not. Let's not take Skywrite.
Come on, do it. Don't be a bitch. Take something.
No,
take
be a
the
bitch.
crazy shit.
Don't take fucking slow or
problem
haste.
The problem with Skywrite is like I'll use it, but unless the dungeon master is complicit in the like making it do shit, it doesn't do shit. Like, I mean, in another certain game that we may or may not have been playing, and I use Skywrite, fucking nothing happened.
Man,
No, you wrote it in the sky, but everybody was getting fucking pissed at the tavern. I mean, I kind of told you that.
Well, it's not the last time I'm gonna try it.
The
Okay.
great thing about Skywrite is that everyone gets to see what you write. I almost like included on the list of places you could go in Airfell, a place where you could go like and pay a guy money and he would write in the sky like something like insulting about someone. But that's not quite a story beat that's been worked in yet. Oh, that could be your thing, Walter. That could be your side gig. You're like, hey, your boyfriend cheat on you? Let's dox him in the sky.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Source Bard. Level 0. Yeah. You know what?
All right. Yeah.
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 You should take Animal Messenger.
I already took invisibility. So
Okay.
that's kind of a necessary one. I'm kind of surprised I didn't have it before. Why is it a 2nd level spell slot though? That's so sad. Pyrotechnics, which lets you blind in a 10-foot radius or create a 20-foot thick black smoke cloud.
Yeah, Pyrotechnics is an interesting spell that's overcosted.
If it was level 1,
It'd be perfect. It'd be like a nice little sensor. I could even see it being like a cantrip, honestly.
I don't know. I mean, an AoE blind is pretty powerful.
Are you at Counterspell yet?
Level 3.
Oh yeah, that's right. Counterspell's only level 3. Probably one of the most powerful spells in the game.
Don't you worry. Drax will learn Counterspell.
Oh, I look forward to it.
There's gonna be lots of counter spells.
I have a very utility-focused bard here.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna end up counterspelling a counterspell at some point.
Can't do it.
I think you can. It just can't be the same person.
Yeah, like if the enemy casts counterspell, right? One of us could use a reaction to counterspell that.
Right, but I'm saying you can't.
If I'm the one that's casting the spell, I can't use my reaction to counter the counter.
That's what I'm saying.
But if there's 2 of us with counterspell, it's very possible.
Let's see.
Heck, we could both cast counterspell on each other at the same time.
Yeah, no.
Create see, I would like an AoE. Shatter, I think, is the only one that
Yeah, I like this guy's intake on it. Yeah, you
actually
can
works.
counterspell a counterspell, and then that can get counterspelled, and then the enemy can counterspell that counterspell, and so on and so on. And you've burned 5 spell slots, and the original caster just misses the attack roll anyways.
Well, I mean, once you've used your reaction, you can't use your reaction again. So it'd have to be like multiple.
Yeah, no, it's like 5 different people all burning a spell, a 3rd level spell slot just to fail to counterspell, like end up failing a counter to stop the guy from shooting a spell that he misses in the end. No one's counterspelling an attack that requires an attack roll. Let's be honest.
Now, final choice for leveling up. Do I take the feat? Yikes.
So Josh and I both took a feat instead of ASI.
What feat did you take?
I took, I'm just going to call it Misty Initiative. I don't remember what it's actually called. One second. Fey Touched. And he took Shadow Touched. Fey Touch gave me 1 use of Misty Step for free per day. But I could then cast it if I really...
Oh, I don't see that in the list of feats.
It's under UA.
Have it looted.
It was in the recent UAs. The spellcaster.
Indeed.
I'm trying to read over this again because I don't remember how many. Like, is it just I know a flat amount? I don't get more than the one that's in the table.
For what?
Being a bard.
For when you say you get a flat amount, what do you mean?
It says spells known.
Yeah.
And it says 7 at 4th level.
Yeah, that's how many you should have.
I can learn 1 more spell.
And usually you can replace one.
Yeah, with the higher level.
You have to learn one spell for a bard when you level up?
You get 1 free spell every time you level up. Except at level 12, 16, 19, and 20. It says of your choice. So I can learn another 2nd level spell.
Yep, and then just count your spells and make sure you're under the limit.
Well, I mean, 2 of my spells right now, Hex and Misty Step, are from the Fey Touched.
You have to be elf
No,
to be Fey-touched.
no. Your exposure to the Feywild or one of its denizens has left a magical mark on you. You gain one of the following benefits. Increase your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma score by 1 to maximum of 20. You earn the Misty Step spell and 1 first level spell of your choice, but the spell must be either divination or enchantment. You can cast each of these spells without expending a spell slot. Once you cast either of these spells in this way, you can't cast that spell in this way again until you finish a long rest.
Misty Step, I don't think is divination or enchantment.
That's correct. It's conjuration, but the Fey Touch gives you Misty Step. You can learn 1 first level spell that is either divination or conjuration. And Shadow Touch.
Oh, you get 2. Okay, I see.
You get Misty Step, and then you get a first level spell. But the first level spell either has to be divination or enchantment. And Shadow Touch, I believe, is necromancy or something else. You know, I'm picking up Mage Hand. It never hurts to have Mage Hand as a bard.
At least have one person in the party have it. I don't.
Yeah, I'm picking that shit up.
Yep, 1 person with Mage Hand, at least 1 person with Prestidigitation. That's all the spells you need.
Yeah,
D&D.
You are true. I am not a proper bard because I don't have Prestidigitation.
Yeah, because like Are you even barding if you're not making your hair smell like strawberries?
You know, that's a true statement. However, I will say,
Make your farts sound like trumpets?
I am a goblin. I don't think my hair is going to smell like strawberries.
Got you. Elderberries.
Yo,
Yo,
Yo.
sup?
how much? You're like super powerful as a second level bard.
Did you split it 2 and 2?
Yep.
You guys
I'm
are
going
such
old
an
school.
interesting party.
I'm
hey.
pretty much dedicated to making the weakest character I can possibly make.
You're definitely gonna have a very interesting character.
And when I opened up my spell list, I saw that I had added Long Strider as my spell. So I immediately deleted that and added something that's kind of good at least.
Or I was trying to convince Walter to take Skywrite.
He
Well,
can
he's
tell
got Skywrite in the other camp.
exactly.
Actually, Long Strider is not bad, but I only have like 3 spells to cast a day. So.
I'm pretty sure I rolled higher than the average as a bard. What is the average as a bard?
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Oh, I rolled for my health. Because it would have been 5 plus 3, which is 8. I'm pretty sure I rolled like a 7.
Wait, I think Ben said you can either roll or take the average, but not both.
Correct.
Right.
Okay, so let's see.
I rolled last time and I got a 7 plus
You
the
may,
3.
the minimum you're allowed to roll is like is gonna be like a 3 though, whatever it is.
Yeah, he
So
said
you said 1 or 3 is still a 3.
Yeah, if you roll 3, it's still 3.
he's saying if you rolled a 1, you could.
Yeah, basically, if you roll a 1, you can re-roll it. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you're allowed to re-roll it once, basically.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. What spell should I pick up? Second level spells.
Guys, I'm so sunburned on the top of my knees. I did not put any sunscreen on, and by the time I realized that, I was in the middle of the harbor, and I'm like, well, I ain't going back now.
Okay.
But it's the only spot. Like, my arms are a little bit burnt, but the top of my knees are like toasty.
All right.
All right, you picked up Shatter, Garrett?
I took Shatter.
Oh, you guys get new
that is
spells?
basically
That's
set.
exciting.
I am gonna do a feat, and it's gonna be an exciting one for me. Good old Warcaster.
That's a good one.
Hey, look, I could also pick up Skywrite to be useless as well.
Hey, can you roll it? Or wait, here I can do.
I can roll it. What do you want? A D6?
Nothing.
Look, 4. That's above average for you.
And
What did I
Skywrite is a
get?
second level spell too.
It
I
is.
think I got below average when I rolled last game. Oh yeah, I was 1 below, right?
Yeah, slightly below.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what
But I
happens.
did get a skill increase. I increased my cons and my charisma, which gave me another AC.
Or did you increase your con?
Whichever one was at an odd number, I increased, and it's either
The
con
reason
or
I
dex.
asked- Well, you need to know because if you increased your con, you get extra HP.
Well, I have no idea which one I increased, which one I was before.
It's not if you just increase your con. It's if your Constitution modifier increases.
Well, he said he increased an odd stat.
Right. So I don't remember if it was con or dex, but whichever one was odd, I increased, and that gave me a bonus to my unarmed AC. So I'm now at 16 AC. But I don't remember
That
if it was
sounds like it
con
was
or
dex.
dex.
Which one's even?
No. Here's the thing: the unarmed is cons plus dex plus 10.
Yeah, so if you've just been taking average hit points per level, you can just recalculate your
Your health, yeah.
expected hit points, and then
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it basically just gives you 1 hit point per level when you increase your con by +1, or your con modifier by +1. So.
well, I'm saying if you don't remember if you did, you can go.
Oh right, yeah, you could
calculate it.
recompute. Yeah.
So I should have been at 45 average.
Okay, are you at 45?
Oh, I'm at 44 because I rolled 1 off average last time.
Well, you also have to remember your first level, you get your max die plus your con modifier.
I just did whatever Fantasy Grounds put in there.
Right.
I would just add like 10 more HP just to be safe.
Oh, okay. So,
No,
so
no.
54.
Don't
Yeah,
give him that advice.
54
That
sounds
advice.
great.
Okay.
Hey, Ben, can you put me in the combat tracker? I would like to test to see
Wait,
if feet
Are
is
we in combat?
No, he's testing.
or if
a
I
feat.
need to add something. I think I'm gonna have to add something.
There you go.
And what feat are you? Oh, your Warcaster feat?
Yeah.
All right, Josh, are you in this time?
I am trying it with Linux where it's still acquiring, and if that doesn't work, then I will switch to Windows and try that.
This is the
This
new
is the new
server.
server.
All right, let's see. Oh wait, I already have that fucking spell. Get both of those. Get out of here.
And then it looks like this should work. Can you hit me with some damage? Ben?
Yeah. I can do that.
Just a little slap. Or potentially a Tarrasque stomping on my face, something like that.
Let's see, it's 8 plus 4 is 12 plus proficiency 2. Yep, that's right.
Oh God. Oh God. The line of sight mechanics. No.
Wait, what's wrong with the line of sight mechanics?
Hey Walter, stop hitting yourself.
Yay. It does indeed work.
Okay.
Wait,
Fuck, there's so
can
many
you hit
damn-
yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna crash the fucking server. I gotta stop.
You know, let me actually remove Phantasmal. What spell do I?
Oh, I can hit Walter.
Everybody can
Oh,
hit Walter.
Does
ha-
Walter die? Ooh.
Hey, stop killing Walter.
Warcaster.
Maybe, but he keeps concentration. All right,
Let's
so-
see.
you guys ready to get started?
We're waiting on Josh, aren't we?
Oh, dude, I can't wait to get my armor or my my shield and my my battle axe. Cause I get what extra 2 AC out of the shield.
Does shield count as armor?
Yes, a shield.
No, it doesn't. Not for the purposes of unarmored defense.
Oh, and that. Alright, we're gonna go with that one. Okay. Okay.
So I'll be level 4 with 18 AC and 44 health.
Let's stop.
So let me rephrase what I was going to say. Shields add AC, but they don't count as armor. Correct.
But can you use your great axe with the shield?
You cannot.
No, but you can use a battle axe, which is versatile.
Right, but instead of rolling, what's a great X? 1d12?
Yeah, you'd be using 1d8.
Right, but when I reckless attack and throw aside all caution for defense and attacks with fierce desperation, I can toss my shield aside and swing versatile two-handed
Yeah,
for
but,
a D10.
yeah.
Hey, true that.
What's up with those colors there, Walter?
Yeah, how'd you do that?
Fantasy Grounds Unity has some interesting things.
That was an amazing non-answer.
I mean, mine didn't color it. But hey, I rolled 3 10s.
10, 10, 10, 6.
Yeah.
I think you're off 14.
Oops. Hey, look, it actually keeps it this time.
Yeah, look, I built the bridge.
You're saying Fantasy Grounds Unity is actually better now than basic Fantasy Grounds?
Wait,
Wait,
is
what?
it?
Wait, what just happened? What did you guys just do?
I told it to keep the top 3, and it did for the dice roll.
Oh, that's what a K3 means?
Yeah, keep 3.
Fantasy Grounds added some.
Or you
additional-
do
Didn't
46.
change
Sorts your roll by like successes and fails. Is that what I'm seeing?
Is it remove 1? I think it's remove 1.
That's what my color roll was. I'm trying to figure out what that syntax means, so it's a little mysterious.
Oh, okay. So the R1 means reroll on a 1.
Oh. Oh. Weird.
It's rolling for stats pretty easy.
Careful with the exploding dice.
Oh yeah, that's what the E.
Yeah, it'll break if you roll too many.
Oh no. What does the explodey dice do?
They literally explode.
If you get a 6 and a reroll, it rolls you another one.
It's the same way they work in Warhammer, Matt.
Oh, it's recursive dice?
Let's see if it actually drops at that time. Oh my gosh! I would have had
Wait.
18.
4d6 dropped 6,
Yeah.
so you rolled a 0.
Yeah, it's always drop. I was looking at this. It had the commands for Unity.
What are you looking at? Can you send the link?
Yeah, it's in Discord.
Oh, sweet. Damn. Hell yeah. Wait, Alassian.net? Oh man, it's like I'm at work.
I know, right? Yeah. I rolled an 18 with 46.
Oh, goddamn Confluence.
Yes, Confluence.
Hey,
All right.
at least they have their shit together for Unity, guys.
Yeah.
Wait, 3 times 2d6 features math.
You need more time, Josh, or
3d4 plus 2d6.
I'm switching to Linux now. If it shows me as logging in, just kick me out because I'm now starting my Windows client.
Oh, what is the for fact? When roll completes, add the terms to the provided results. Oh,
Probably just
fact will be rolled.
words.
Oh, the fact is explode.
No, factorial means keep rolling if you get a maximum roll.
What does the explode mean?
E is explode.
What does the explode mean if it doesn't mean when you roll max roll again?
1d6 E1. So if I'd rolled a 1, it would have exploded the dice.
Oh, so it's the opposite of a fact.
Yeah.
Oh man, this got really complex.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, the E is the same as the fact, except the fact is max inherently, and the E is any number or greater. Okay, and what's the hashtag? Success-based rolls? Oh, man. Why am I reading documentation to play a game? Fuck.
You really wanted to read it, so we let you.
The only thing I want in Fantasy Grounds Unity is I just want to unlock tokens.
You're asking for too much now.
That's all I want. I just want to be able to lock your tokens.
The demands are insane.
That is the biggest feature that we're missing, I feel like. Because, like, I like being able to drag where I want to go, and the DM's like, okay, I honor that, and then, like, moves me.
So yeah, I mean, are they going to put that feature in the Fantasy Grounds Unity? Because I think Roll20 doesn't work like that, so they might just be dropping that.
Roll20 doesn't lock tokens?
Nope.
No.
I like the way that
Hey.
Foundry does it, where they can you can actually pause the game and everybody just pauses.
So that's the yeah, that's troll. That string there, that last one, that's the blades in the dark dice.
Man.
With 6 is full success, and then 5 and 4 is meh success, and then 1 to 3 is a failure. That's neat.
Huh. That's cool.
I wish old Fantasy Grounds would do that, because then you really could build all the automated like character sheets and stuff.
The Fantasy Grounds messes me up, dude, because like they did stuff like lock the tokens, right? But you could just like edit your character sheet and just add yourself more stats and stuff, you know?
Yeah. And I think they do that on purpose, right? It's better if you can change everything. Because then you can do whatever you want. And it's a role-playing game, right?
It works in real life. You can change your sheet whenever you want.
Yeah. It's just the DM's gonna look at you weird when you suddenly have a +8 to your
Yeah. Because
Like,
the difference is I can see your sheet in this game.
Right. It's like, hey, remind me why you have 28 AC?
Yeah. It's like, hey, buddy, I don't know if you did something weird, but the maximum for strength isn't 27, right? So it's 20.
Well, maximum naturally achievable.
There are other means to raise it more, but like not that much more.
You can get up to 24 if you have a Frost Giant spell. I'm glad your con is, 905.
my spell save when I had 1,800 intelligence instead of 18.
As you do.
As I do.
Yeah. Get charged. I don't think it's gonna happen, man.
Oh, legendary resistance. He saves.
Well, I don't know if you want to just go ahead and start. My Windows is at the same acquiring filing list at the end. I'm just gonna let it fucking sit here for God knows how long and see what happens.
Yeah, man, sure. Yeah, sorry, I made the new server and everything. I thought this was gonna be it. Oh, wait. Oh no, is that just?
That's me. That's
There
me.
we go. I'm excited. Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and start. So, last time, y'all began the session at the edge of the Faerland River, having just finished saving a small group of what appeared to be traveling musicians of some sort. One of the sisters, Arya, healed the Gaia-stabilized Corvus, and after a brief discussion, the other sister, Cadence, recognized you all as hunters, and sought to reach a little agreement that could benefit both parties. The musicians, by some series of unfortunate events, were without weaponry, money, or their instruments, and were in need of escort to the safety of the city walls of Airfell. And you all wanted compensation, because it's your job. And a deal was struck. And the party agreed to escort the musicians under the terms that you would receive half of whatever the sisters earned for that night's performance. Once back at the cart, you all discovered that your cart had been tampered with in the short time you were gone, and easily deduced that the culprit was none other than your obnoxious acquaintance, Brenton Jark, who is now colloquially known to you all as that big Jark. Eshlik, tired of the games, called out to the former bandit, figuring he couldn't have gone too far and was probably still watching, offered to make a deal for the item that he's seeking. And she managed to convince him to show himself and hear out her offer, but he did not find the price that was being put on the artifact to be reasonable, and disappeared behind a tree shortly after, leaving you all to discuss the best course of actions to deal with the growing annoyance of having a strange and increasingly obsessive stalker on your trail. Walter wants to set up a trap, while Eshlik is still hoping to just simply convince the dude to buy the item. Regardless, you all made your way from that riverbed and towards the capital city. Let's see. What else happened? Yeah, Drax, on the way, Drax started playing his instrument and using his bardly magics, which caused your wards to share some whispers among themselves as you made your way to Olin's Crossing, the great stone bridge that lies north of the capital. There you all caught a glimpse of the light defenses they have in place, both magical and physical, that exist to vet and view and process the ships and people attempting to cross into the greater Airfell area by ship and foot. And you journey through the farmlands that surround the city, catching glimpses of wild griffins and the occasional squadron of Perryton Guard that roam the skies, eventually making your way to the massive white walls of the bulwark. Seeing for the first time some of the military might and structure of the region. Walter, through some listening, learned of the Duskfang mutation infestation in the small village of Chansey, which had apparently made the area uninhabitable. The party recalled fighting your Duskfangs in the woods, and that the Fion Griffin Academy chapter captain, Todd Lancet, had said that they were on an emergence-related disturbance for the area. Deduced what he was talking about. As you entered the northern archway, the twins from Dolam went ahead and noted the strange weaponry held by what appeared to be higher-ranking members of the Bulwark Guard. And Walter led the party to the Copper Coffers in Rivertown, not before coming clean to the party in no uncertain terms that his identity was false and that he felt reason to fear being in the city. Nevertheless, he led them past a meat bun place he had frequented while he was studying at the academy, and went on to the inn. There, you found out about the Long Sun Setting Festival that is coming in a few days. Should you like to participate in the upcoming festivities, including a small athletics competition hosted by the Griffin Academy. You went about gathering supplies and preparing for the upcoming concert you were invited to. Corvus provided him an ample acrobatic entertainment display for a single board sailor And Boris commissioned the forging of a custom shield and axe at a local blacksmith. You then traveled to Landon's Rock.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
You then traveled to Landon's Rock, the tavern where your charges said they would be performing, where you met the performers and pre-gamed with them a little bit, who went on to perform a beautiful set of songs for a packed house. The final song bringing the room to quiet tears as a familiar set of lyrics accompanied by magical tones laid out the legends of the Wanderer and the Glass Castle recited in their poetic form. Walter, as you sat there listening to these words so familiar to you, so meaningful yet at the same time meaningless, you can't help but feel alone in this packed room. And you sit here next to your new friends, your co-workers, and you feel a little alone. As you think, as you fall into this trance, you retrace the steps that brought you here. The fateful day that changed everything for you. Fear, the stress and confusion that came with it, and that one fact that you still have no idea what's going on. And you think about your time at the Griffin Academy and how you've yearned to leave this city and find a path towards somewhere. And how you had to look over your shoulder that entire time. And Airfell is a big city with a lot of faces and names. And at this time, the nowhere in that city is the real face or name of Walter the White Wizard. But you did escape. You graduated faster than anyone else. And you took with you that skills and the knowledge you believed would be enough to protect you as you ventured beyond the White Walls. Now you're back, seemingly by the very force that guided you away. And as you come back into the city, it tries to present itself as from a new perspective. And it presenting itself not as the world of cruel mystery and malevolence that it once did, but maybe now as a stone garden, cold and indifferent, maybe not even remembering the man it chewed up and spit out, or the torment it caused and still causes him. And whether or not that brings you any comfort, only you know. And as the song ends, though, you can come back to a new reality, where you still face unknown adversity and challenges that unlike any other. But you at least can turn your head left and right and see your new compatriots, and at least know you're not alone. You're at least in this together. And as the show comes to an end, and they do their final bow, and coins are tossed onto the stage, and people start funneling out and going back to their drinking, and you are invited back to hang out with the singers, where they give you your cuts of the earnings for the night, and start preparing to leave. We find you here. What would you like to do? As you laugh and drink, Cadence, seeming a little bit drunk now, mentions to you all that there's always an after party for these things, and it's gonna be happening at a little more rough and tumble tavern on the outskirts of the circle. That you are all invited to meet them there if you would like to spend the night partying with them.
Oh, well, yes, Cadence. You know I'm always good for a good time. I love to drink, so I'll be there.
Fantastic. That'd be wonderful. See, she tells you it is at the Castle Down Tavern.
Cadence, can you tell us where that is exactly? I'm not familiar around here.
She like points in a general direction. That way. Somewhere.
Oh, do you not know exactly?
I always just follow the crowd, you know.
Follow the crowd.
Here it is. It's in the circle. Don't worry.
Oh, Walter, you coming too?
That's like the downtown. I don't know. I'm feeling kind of tired tonight. I think I'm gonna head back and go to sleep.
Oh, well, very well then. Anyone else want to go drink?
Before I leave, though, I want to go over to Drax and be like, "Hey, Drax,
Yes.
you got anything that might disguise me?"
What do you mean, disguise?
Well, just so that I'm not, looking like me, like maybe a spell or something.
You're not like the way you look.
Let's just say I got to do something, and I don't want to be seen doing it.
Ah. Yes. No, I don't have anything like that.
I'll lean over to Walter and say, "Oh, Walter, is the problem that you don't want to look like what you used to look like, or you do not want to look like what you're going to look like later?"
The first one.
Oh, if that's the problem, I can hit you in the face.
No, Boris. No thanks. Is that what they do?
I mean,
Giant
no one will
from-
recognize you with black and blue purple face.
Yeah. I think maybe I'll just take my chances.
All right, suit yourself.
Yeah, I think Ashlik is interested in going to this.
All right.
Party.
All right.
Sure.
We have free drink. Drax always travel.
Yeah, maybe I'll catch up with you guys. But yeah, I'm just gonna go lie down. So Walter leaves,
All right.
and Walter's going is he wants to go visit his family.
All right.
Except I think he's gonna be like, he's not gonna go talk to him. He's just gonna like sit outside and watch.
Go find the
Does he-
contact that you have.
That's called stalking.
Okay. So you can, and if you would like, we'll come back to you later. But for now, we can say that you are making your way towards
Sure.
the rift, which is where your old house used to is. And for the rest of you, I'm assuming you guys are going to go start making your way over to this tavern.
But of
Sure.
course.
Right. Drax. While you are all on your way out, Cadence will tap you on the shoulder, and will what'd she say? She said, "Wait a minute, little goblin man. I think you and I might have some business to discuss. If you would stick around for a moment."
Oh?
What are you gonna do?
I will stick around for a little bit.
All right.
And slap Drax in the back. You get them, tiger.
Would be rude if I leave.
All right. So as everyone else makes their way out, then the door closes behind you. She locks it,
Oh.
and she so she and her sister and Russell, they're all still in the room. Arya's over there on like the counter, just eating an apple, like an asshole, basically, just sitting there looking at you all like, "Oh, I wonder how this is gonna go." And so Cadence walks over to the wall and or over to the table and just kind of leans on it, and she just says one thing to you. "So we'll show you ours if you show us yours."
Oh. I start to undo my pants.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but I wasn't gonna say it.
she like holds her hand out and like looks down, and Arya starts laughing, just flat laughing. So I don't like to repeat myself. I'm a little bit more of a higher standing than the others around here, and so I'll make this very clear. If you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, then we have nothing further to discuss, and you can make your way out.
So, from my pants, I pull out my coin of roses.
All right. Make a wisdom save.
You have like a little pocket inside your zipper.
You see, as soon as you pull this out, by the way, yeah.
And you look at him all confronted and indignant. What?
As soon as you pull this out, Arya spits out the apple, and like she's been playing this little song on her little lute like this entire time. And as soon as you do, she starts playing a different song, and you cannot move.
Wait, she was eating an apple and playing an instrument?
Just like stringing it with like her like fingers. And you are currently paralyzed. And Cadence walks around and just quickly grabs the coin and looks at it. And she's this whole time she's got this curious smile. And something changes in that second. And she shows it to Arya, who just matches her demeanor. And so Russell runs over and pushes a chair behind you, and then like kind of tips you backwards to fall onto it. And you're paralyzed. You're kind of just stiff. You're not like actually sitting in the chair. But Cadence pulls up a chair and like sits it behind it and just looks at the coin and like rolls it around in her fingers or placing it on the table. So she giggles a little, but she's got the same playful smile that she had on. I got to be honest. When we started hearing you play music, after saving us, my sister leaned into my ear and told me a little story, a joke, if you will. Stop me though if you've heard this one before. So it goes a little like this. See, a group of travelers find themselves going through a series of increasingly poor choices and unfortunate events, leading them to need the help of someone to save them from a monster. And help does come, and the travelers are saved, all of them. But I'm being a little rude now, aren't I? Because that's not quite the story that you know, is it, little goblin man? And no, the version you've heard is a little different. And I guess that's what really cements the punchline here, is that after all this has gone down, and we were saved by your friends, and by you, and you watch as her smile doesn't change, but her eyes, there's this little coldness behind them. By you, the gremlin who watched Ria Kavana die. And with that, you are released, and you fall back into the chair. So, what exactly have you been doing with this here? She slides it over to you. In our turf.
Oh, gathering knowledge.
Gathering knowledge. Is that she seems like a little miffed by just how straightforward you've been about like just what you just said. It's just like she's like scratching her head. You're gathering knowledge. So just talking to the informants around. I mean that's interesting. It really is. It gets you. You can get only so far though with a dead woman's ID. Why do you have this?
She gave it to me.
She chuckles. Of course she did. She would do something like that. It's something she's just inherently not allowed to do. So, I guess we're kind of at an impasse here. So you're walking around here. You've been walking around here with something that you shouldn't have. Talking to people that you really shouldn't be talking to. I mean, you're not a member, as far as I know, of Eden's Cage, let alone someone who tends its gardens. Tell me, is it your intention to follow in the Desert Rose's footsteps?
My intention is to avenge Rhea.
When you say this, you watch as that coldness in her eyes, it kind of flares up. She looks angry, but she hasn't dropped the smile yet. And she nods. You were there. What killed Rhea Kavana?
I mean, I'm looking through my notes and I don't see that, you know.
Yeah. I think it was like a griffin or something. Like I think it was like bandits came up, and they were like stuck you guys up, and then like a griffin came in, or either a griffin or a manticore came in and killed. I think it was a manticore because you guys were in Faerland. Came in and killed the bandits and killed Rhea or something.
Yeah, it's not. Her death isn't actually listed in here. Okay. The only thing in the thing says an untimely death. Doesn't mention how she died.
Gotcha. I might have sent you the wrong thing. But well, I'll make sure I gave you the right thing. I'll try to do this, but that's what you did see. That is what you watched happen. Let me go and look at that. This is. Oh, there it is. A cinder clawed chimera. It is in the message. It's the.
Oh, okay.
The last one of the last paragraph. The last paragraph of the top half.
Gotcha.
Before the keynotes.
For sure. I will share that it was a cinder clawed chimera.
It strikes me as a little odd that you weren't traveled, that you were seen walking with her for so long. We knew Rhea. I knew Rhea, and it comes to a bit of surprise that knowing a woman with the capability to make a man's head explode with a snap of her fingers could be killed by such an inconvenience. She'll circle around the table. You know, I've been wondering these things for a long time. When I heard that there was a goblin walking around bearing a coin of a gardener, there's just something in the back of my mind. I hoped it was you. Because you're the only one who was there. You're probably the only other person who knew her well enough as I did. I don't believe for a second that Rhea's death was truly at the hands of some bandits or a measly beast. She looks away. I'm gonna make you an offer. If you can go ahead, you go find out what really happened. Find out what actually killed the Desert Rose. and you bring me to them, to whoever orchestrated this. And I will make sure that all these little desires, whatever it is that you seek, is the power, be it money, I'll put you on the path to get it. You want to make it into our little group. You want to start grabbing the influence, to start making things happen, to start moving the governments of Faerland. I'll put you on that path. All you have to do is bring me to the man or woman who caused Ria Kavana to die. Do you understand me?
Yes.
She slides the coin back to you.
Who's
And
Ria
as she
Kavana?
promised, you don't know.
Okay.
Make a history check. You have no idea. Also, you're not there.
Yeah, I'm like, has he told us yet?
Yeah,
What?
Also, you're not there, so.
Like
I don't know,
everyone,
I
I'm at the after party, or I'm
Yeah.
trying to find the
I
after
don't even know why I
party.
made you roll that. You're not even there. So she slides you. She slides you your coin back, and as she promised, she does pull out half of another coin. It's kind of like cut in half, and places it on the table. And Aria pulls out hers and throws it, and without looking, Cadence catches it behind her head and puts it on the table, and it pushes them together to create their coin, and shows it to you. And it's a picture of two river lilies entangled around each other. We're not going to say anything to any of the others. You keep on using that, but you better be careful who you show it to. There are goblins in Eden's Cage, sure, but there has never been one to tend its gardens. And as long as you're talking to informants, you'll probably be fine. But they're going to go back and they're going to talk to the ones who have the jurisdiction over the area, just like we found out about your little escapades in Fionn and Kildari, and God knows where else at before you came here. You may use our networks. You're under our protection. Don't abuse it. I don't know where you should start. Maria had friends in Faerland. I'd start there. She walks past you over to the door, kind of looks to the little people to see if there's anyone outside. And then she looks at you. I honestly don't know what to make of you. But if avenging your mentor is really something on your mind, I could say I'd raise to say that you and our goals align. And she opens and locks the door, and she opens it. We'll be keeping in touch. No, she waves to usher you out.
Okay.
And little gremlin man, what is your name?
You can call me Drax.
She nods. Well, Drax, don't trust anyone, especially the people in our circles. Rhea seemed to trust you for something. I don't know if she meant to bring you in on us. She never mentioned it. But I'm excited to see what you do. She ushers you out. Hope to see you at the after party tonight, Drax. Sure to be a lot of fun.
Should be.
All right. So you make your way out, and the door closes behind you. And as you leave, you notice that like people are still exiting the bar, and she wasn't, and this place was just fucking packed. And as like people leave, the place is just trash. Just by just the mere amount of people that were in here, there wasn't like no one could really move to go throw things away. So people just left their food and like their paper and their food and their shit on the floor. And it looks like this is something that maybe this is that happens every time these people perform. But people are leaving, and they seem to all be, most of them seem to be heading to the same place. And you can go ahead and follow them. So, on the way, we go ahead and cut over to the party who is currently walking into this tavern. And I do have a layout of the tavern for you guys, but I don't have tokens because there are just a ton of people in here. I'll pull that up and share it with you. Oh no, don't crash. I think we're good. Oh damn, they fucked up my grid on this.
Of course they did.
Wow, it's just so opaque. All right, I'm just gonna share it.
So before we make our way over to this after party,
Mhm.
Ashlik is definitely going to take a few minutes to put on her like bad bitch makeup.
Her what?
Her bad bitch makeup.
Oh, all right.
She's
All
got
right.
it going on.
All right. Yeah. Okay. We can just go ahead and say that happens. Do you want to describe what that entails, or?
Well, I don't know necessarily because I'm not really like a makeup artist myself, but I'm thinking that it involves a lot of eye makeup and possibly some like crazy elven hairstyles.
All right. So you can do that, and you can all make your way to the Castle Down Tavern. And when you get there, right up front of the tavern, you can already tell that this is a rowdier place. Because there are people getting like beating the shit out of each other like right outside of the bar, and there's like a copper dragonborn and a like a half orc who are just wailing on each other as a crowd like cheers on, and eventually like a bouncer comes over and like breaks them up, and everyone seems to be a little like upset about that, but someone is cleared the winner, and so money is exchanged after that happens. People start dispersing and going back in. As you get up there, the tavern is much bigger than the other ones you've been at, and it looks like it's much older as well. It seems like the wood is like seen like several decades of wear, and it's probably safe to assume that this tavern is probably the establishment of this business was probably around near the time that the maybe just a few decades after the fall of the last king, and which is probably where it gets its namesake from, the Castle Down Tavern. And as you walk in, this place is packed. About as packed as the last place you were at. It's just bigger. There's all the seats are taken. There's all the bar seats are taken. There are people singing and dancing on the tables. There are people arm wrestling on a table out at the top up in the corner. There is a small stage, but the stage seems to be currently being used by two there's like a table on it, and there seems to be some sort of drinking contest going on. While the groups on the bottom of the stage are cheering them on and like holding money and like waving coins, like making wagers. As you walk in, what do you guys want to do? Where do you want to go?
Eshlik is definitely going to check out the food service first thing, see if they have anything.
Yeah. So let me put your tokens on. I'm not going to put anyone else's token unless something happens, because there's just I learned from the wedding, Strahd's wedding, how annoying that can fucking be.
You haven't seen anything yet, buddy.
I don't want to. Leave me alone. I don't want to see it. All right. Let's see. With the fucking new server, I had to enter you all into the party sheet again. Let's see. I think I can just. All right, so Strax, you're not quite there yet. Okay, you guys can like go and walk wherever you wanna walk to, and I'll just tell it, and we can describe what you guys see and what you do, and we can do this for a couple minutes and see if anything interesting happens. But as you walk up to the bar, it's packed. You kind of gotta push your way through, like through a couple folks to like get up, and people are vying for the attention of this bartender, and no one seems to be eating at the bar. But if you look around, you can see that some of the tables do seem to have like some freshly brought out food, and you can try to wave and get the bartender's attention. What do you do? What do you guys do to try to get the bartender's attention right now? Do you just like stand there until he comes, or?
I guess I could cast Charm Person on him. Yeah, maybe not the best idea. I'll just say, "Excuse me, barkeep." Excuse me.
Doesn't seem to notice. Or more specifically, it seems like the big guy, like the half-orc guard, or yeah, there's probably one more next to you, screaming over you doesn't help.
I'll just turn to that half-orc and say, "Oh, well, this bartender doesn't seem to be taking directions very well, does she?"
No.
Maybe try yelling louder.
Hey! He like nods. He like starts screaming.
I'm just trying to piggyback off of this guy's order now.
Yeah. So and so yeah, this guy seems to like agree with, yeah, you're right. Hey, can we get some fucking drinks over here? And he like screams and eventually like his voice is booming and it kind of shakes like the room a little bit. And she does take notice, and she like and like scurries over. Yes, can I fucking get you something? He's like, yeah, we'll fucking refill. More of the Tross. And like slams it on the counter, and she's like,
yes, and can I see your wine list?
Yeah, I would like a drink as well.
Wine list.
Yes.
Yeah, I can get you something like that. Just one moment. And she looks at you, Boris, and she doesn't even feel like dealing with you yelling. So she's like, what do you want?
Do you have any strong liquor?
Yeah, sure. And she like, one moment, and she does leave, and she comes back like just a moment later. It is packed, so like she's moving, and in her arms she's already got like a pre-filled like two pre-filled things of ale, and she like slams them one down in front of the half-orc. Like, now get the fuck out of here, Bronk. And like he's like, oh, and he just like walks away, and he slams it down like the person that was next to him, and from under the counter she like pulls out and like a bottle of like some strong brown liquid and like pours it for you, Boris, and like passes it to you. And she says, name.
Just how much is it for the drink?
1 silver for that.
1 silver. If I give you a gold piece, will you keep serving me drinks?
Yeah.
All right, I will pull out a gold piece from my pocket and hand it to the barkeep. Thank you. Keep serving. And if my friend wants stuff as well, he asked for wine. Put it on my too, and then
She has snatched that from you, put it in her breast, and already walked away to like serve the next person. And she comes back to you, Ash. Like she doesn't come back with a list per se, but she's got like 2 bottles in her hand, and she like puts them down in front of you. All right, so I got this one and I got this one. You can try them both if you want.
I thank you, and I will do that.
Right.
And I take my time tasting them and seeing which one I like the best.
All right, so what they're both red wine, and they're not quite the highest quality wine that you've ever had, but they're passable for drink. One's just a little bit a bit drier. One second. One's just a bit drier than the other, and the other one it's passable, but it's almost cooking wine.
No, these won't do. I send them back.
She takes them back, and she basically just like slides them off and slides them under like the bar, like she wasn't expecting any other reaction. Is there anything else I can get you? Hi! Get off that fucking table right now! Oh, fuck! Don't make me come out there. Sorry, what was that?
I was saying, perhaps you have some food, maybe a horse meat sandwich.
The fucking
I asked.
meat. Horse meat? Where the fuck are you from?
I'll lean in. I'm sorry, miss. My friend is delusional. He got kicked by a horse. He means not horse meat. He means like normal meat.
Oh, you don't eat horse in this town.
Do they eat horse in your town?
Oh no. We do not eat horse from where we are from. My friend is delusional. He got kicked by a horse, and he just implies horse to other things that are not horse related. So I apologize for his
Especially as a
behavior.
woman.
Well, you have no horse. You have no good wine. This place is really, just not that great, is it?
It's not really a fine dining establishment, if you can call it that. Horse meat. I'll tell you what we do have. We got 7 different choices of ale. We've got some liquor. We got some whiskey, and we got some potted beef and some bread. That's what we got tonight. So if any of that stuff sounds interesting to you, then
Can you make a drink for me?
what would you like?
I want a Sahagan sunrise.
She like blinks twice. Okay,
Oh, you've never heard of the Sahagan sunrise? Well,
fuck it. I'll figure it out. And she like goes. She goes beneath the counter. She pulls out a glass.
what are you gonna do? Google it? I mean, goddamn.
She pours 2 random liquors, and she grabs a lemon and squeezes it over it, and then she puts an ice cube in, and she shakes it up. She hands it to you. There you go. Something sunrise.
Thank you, I guess.
It's not unpleasant. It's actually kind of.
I take a sip of it, and then I just sort of give it like a.
It's kind of got a. It basically kind of tastes like a lemon vodka mixed with a little bit of liquor.
Right, so it's sugar and liquor. Great. I'm loving it.
And so yeah, and as Boris, when you turn around, there is just this seedy-looking halfling guy with a torn ear, just staring up at you.
Yes. What is it? What are you looking at?
And you're gives you a skeleton. You're pretty big.
Yes, and you're pretty small.
He spits on the floor. Yeah, I bet I could take you. Want to make a wager?
Not particularly. I'm not in the business of killing people who don't need to be killed.
He snickers a little bit. What, are you scared?
Of killing you, yes.
There's like a drunk person sitting in the chair, but it's like, what is this little guy's name? Fuck. 1 second. I gotta look at the encounter. While I look for this, no, we're gonna have to take it like a whole other section to do Walter's thing. So yeah, this is going to be Clancy. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Leave the joint alone. Let's not do this again. Now, fuck you, Dave. Like looks back at you. Now, if you change your mind, don't be over there. Like points over to he points over to a table on the other side of the room, where there's just like 4 dwarves and like a halfling and like just like a strange looking guy that you don't quite know his race. He seems to be like almost like a little half and half, like a I don't know, make a, I don't know if there is a check on this to know what this guy is. He's not common from where you're from, but if someone will point it out to you, it is a bugbear, and it's the only one you've ever seen.
A bugbear?
Yeah, bugbear.
Yeah, so bugbear is sort of like it's like a more simian proportioned orc. Truly kind of nasty people in general.
Also not very common in Airfell. Much more common in regions like Theldon, where the lines between what is like civilized and what is not are a little less black and white. And he goes back and sits over. So yes.
So
Drax,
is the bugbear at the table with the dwarves? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like kind of like sitting in the corner, like wearing a cloak, but like not really doing a good job hiding what he is. But everyone, the bar seems to be rowdy enough to where no one's paying him any mind.
Well, so I think Eshlik, after the excitement of maybe hoping that Boris was going to get in a fight with that guy, and then the letdown when that didn't happen. I'm gonna like look around and see if there's any good marks in this place. Are there
All right.
Rich-looking drunk people in here?
Perception check. And Boris, as you watch, by the way, you watch not even like. All right, wow, that's a really good roll. Okay, you watch as this halfling, before he even makes it back, he has managed to start a fight with someone twice his size already. Like just on his way back to his table, as he and just a very burly, tall, not as tall as you, but like a good sized human are just like going at it, and you watch as it's actually it's quite fun to watch that he's just like weaving between the guy's legs and like punching him in the junk basically.
Wait. So the halfling guy just like assaulted this dude basically?
Got into a bar fight. Said something to the guy, and the guy like took a swing at him, and now they're like actually fighting. Ashlick, yes, you do notice a mark. As you notice a lot, first of all, you notice a lot of drunk people. There are drunk people at the table up top. There are drunk people sitting at the bar. There are people getting absolutely trashed, blackout drunk on that stage over there. Like once you get past that first room, with the first 4 tables, pretty much everyone in here is drunk. And you probably notice 2 things. As far as potential marks, you probably notice there is one guy sitting at the bottom corner table, the square table, and he is wearing the bluish robes, the blue and white robes that you had been seeing recently around like the guard towers and on the bridges and stuff. He's wearing a set of that, so he might have something interesting. And you'll also notice that there's probably just standing at the bar, and there probably near the end, towards the wall, is going to be leaning against the wall, kind of looking at the room. Is a man who is dressed, or a figure, an elven figure who is dressed in like a little bit nicer clothes than everyone else. It's hard to tell just like what their genders or anything. They look a little androgynous. He's got they got a chain that connects from their nose to their ear, and like a nice button, like a button-up shirt. And so those are probably the two most interesting, probably wealthiest people you notice in here, or at least the least roughhousey type.
So the guy in the blue robe, were those the people that had like those interesting like firearms that we had noticed last time?
The one that you did see was wearing a robe.
Okay.
It was you've only seen like 2 or 3 of these robed figures. The one on the bridge did not seem to have any weapons. But the one that the guard captain that you passed on the way in, he had, it wasn't so much a robe as it was like a cloak that went over his like gold tinted armor.
I'm gonna go talk to the guy in the robe. And just
Sure.
Introduce myself and ask him if he wants to play a game.
Sure. So yeah, go ahead. You go ahead over there, and you can do just that. You can sit down next to him.
And
He looks at you, and looks back at his drink.
so after I introduce myself, he seems kind of despondent.
No, he's it's maybe not so despondent, just uninterested in what's going on around him. Maybe like he just came here for a drink. He's not really participating in the revelry.
Not the best night for a quiet drink.
Yeah, I've noticed that. But at least the drinks are good. Takes another swig. What about you? He like looks you up and down. You don't you're definitely dressed a little more
Well, yes,
uniquely.
Me and my companions were at the show, and well, I mean, I thought the after party would be wild, but maybe not this wild. This is, well, a little more than I'm used to.
After party, show. I don't really know what you're talking about. Is there a show tonight?
Well, have you know that there are things called shows, right?
Yes. I just might have the time or the funds really to go attend to those kind of things right about now.
Money is tight now. It's
A little, but not so much because I'm not making any. It's just got plans, you see.
saving. It's very noble.
You know,
Well, what's your big plan?
make a persuasion check.
This is almost more like a deception check.
That will work fine too. If yeah, you were casing this guy, so yeah, sure, I'll allow that as well.
The major reason I say that is because I have a +6 now.
I
Yeah.
figured. He
Okay.
looks you over. He's like, "Well, he nods. Well, you see, I just kind of wanna. But you see, there's this girl I'm trying to impress, and she's just trying to get I'm trying to upgrade my living situation. You know, get out of Vermin Row, go and try to get something on the other side of the rift. Just really impress her. Really start elevate my status. I'm almost there too.
Ah, yes, a noble goal.
Just a bit more. What about you? You do
No,
you do?
there's no women that I'm trying to impress right now. So luckily, I can take all my money for myself, not have to worry about
Nah,
upgrading my living situation.
freedom. I'll drink to that. He says, kind of almost sadly, but he takes another. He like finishes off, like tops off his drink, like finishes it, like slams it down. Ugh.
So I think I will, I'll sit here and chat with this guy a little bit more. I don't know if he really has anything to say, but I'm not gonna try to rob him because I only target people who are, well, I never target people who can't afford to lose it. This guy doesn't seem like he can afford to lose it.
So, if you would just for brevity and just to see what kind of conversation you guys plotted this, why don't you just make me like a general charisma check just to see like how good, how well you like chat this guy up.
Not very well.
Very well. So he doesn't like he'll talk to you, and he does chat you up and tells you about his like plans and stuff, and like he's happy to have someone to talk to that isn't fucking trashed and like punching people in the face. And he won't like buy, he doesn't like buy, like offer to buy you a drink or anything, but
Yeah,
it
and
doesn't.
I think that basically, like, once I kind of figure out, oh, I'm not going to be able to rob this dude, I'm really not like so interested in talking to him. But
Okay,
might as well.
yeah. Um. So Drax, you arrived. Is there anything you'd like to do here?
I would like to go get drunk.
And you can do that. In fact, all you have to do is walk up and just get the bartender's attention.
I will stand next to tallest man I see. Oh, Boris.
Currently, that's Boris. Boris, a familiar goblin, approaches you.
Yes, Drex. How did it go with the ladies?
Oh, very well. I showed them mine, they showed me theirs. You know.
Yeah, yes, I know. Very good, very good.
Yes. So, flag down, serving woman. I need drink.
Oh yes, barkeep. Another drink from my friend, whatever you would like. And I'll finish off the liquor. And are they still fighting behind me?
So it's not quite behind you. It's over towards that staircase, like in front of that. And that, yes, they are still going, and the halfling is winning.
I'll be back in just a second.
Okay.
In
And
fact-
then
the guy's on his knees, like holding his groin, and the halfling's just like slapping him in the face.
all right. And then 3 more beers as well for me.
The bartender like is like currently like dealing with someone else. She's like out of her. She's like yeah sure whatever. They're she's not having a great night, but she's definitely making some fun.
I'll
And,
lean over to Drax and say, Drax, the key to getting served is you pay 1 gold up front, and then they know you're serious.
Oh, I keep that in mind.
She does return shortly, and she puts 4 drinks in front of you.
Oh, drink.
These are trosses,
What?
local ale house.
Whatever
Enjoy.
you call it.
Very good.
If it gets you drunk, that's all that
Do,
matters.
do these have like handles on the mugs?
Yeah, it's like a wooden flagon.
And I'm gonna walk over to where the fight's
Well, I'm
going
gonna stop
on.
you right there. I didn't hear anything before the word "ant." So can you go and repeat everything you said?
Oh, I'm gonna take the 3 the beers. So one of them was for Drax, I guess, and I'm gonna take 3 of them and like take them in one hand, like put my hand through all 3 handles and like hold all 3 of them.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna walk over to the staircase where the fight's going on between the halfling and who's he fighting?
Just some sailor-looking human who is just currently just getting the shit kicked out of him by basically a midget, and everyone is cheering this guy on. And you can see like up top, like on the stairs, there seems to be a bouncer, and he's just not doing anything. He's laughing.
All right, I'm gonna walk over I'm gonna say, you halfling, yes, you're winning the fight. Very, very good on you. I have a drink for you, and I have a drink for your loser. If you get off this, man, this is too far. Have a drink on me. Let's be friends. It's okay. You won. You won. We know.
He looks over his shoulder and like everyone's like no no. He's like nah, and he like sees that you actually brought him a drink. He's like, and he like shrugs, and he like basically finishes it off by like just cupping the guy's ears, like headbutting him, and as soon as he like falls to the ground, everyone like within like the vicinity just loses their fucking shit, and he like reaches out for the beers, like, I'll take that.
Yes. What was your name again, friend?
I'm Chansey.
Chansey. I'm
Chansey.
Boris.
Chansey the Midge.
Ah, I see. I see.
He's got like he's like giving you this wild look. Can't it's probably hard to tell if he's like crazy or if he's just trying to put on a show. But he takes the flagon that you hand him and he just starts chugging it.
Did you get your friend's names, Clancy? And I'll like reach my hand out to like help this guy off the ground. Is he unconscious?
No, but he's like dazed. Like he's just
okay.
had his world shaken up by like a really like a.
I'm gonna like basically grab his shoulder and like pull him up, whether or not he wants to or not. I'm gonna get him on his feet.
All right, he'll accept the help, and basically like in the whole time like you're doing this, like everyone's just still like excited and starting to disperse. The bouncer up there started to move on to like looking at other things, and once again you see money being like handed around. There's wagers were put on this, and it seems like some people have made out like abandoned.
And I'll say, my friend, you do not fight very well, but I have a drink for you as well. And I'll put the tankard in his hand.
It's like, yeah. Thanks, Snowman. And he starts drinking it, and he's just like spilling it on himself.
Yes, you do not fight very well. You should learn to fight better if you're going to get in bar fights. You're not very good at it.
He's a little bitch. And then Chansey like finishes off his ale and like starts laughing and like walking off towards his table again.
I mean, he's kind of not wrong, man. Don't fight little people. Even if you win, it looks bad on you.
He just kind of nods.
And I'll walk back to Drac. See,
Corvus, is there anything you wanted to be doing during all this?
Brother Corvus.
Brother Corvus is asleep.
No, what? I'm sorry. What was the question?
Did you want to be doing anything or watching anything in the bar?
Oh, mostly. I mean, just probably keeping an eye on Sister since I'm her bodyguard from
Stalking
a decent distance, but that's kind of I'm sure I'll be having a quiet sip and watching the goings on, but just making sure none of the boys get into too much trouble.
All right, admirable. You're the
Well,
designated.
Walter's not here, so how crazy can it get?
I mean, Walter's not here.
Well, pretty crazy actually.
So yeah, what did you want to say to Drax, Boris?
I don't think he was talking to me at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't talking to Drax.
No, Boris.
Oh.
Oh wait, who's talking to me?
Yeah, what did you were going to say something to Drax? You wanted to walk back up to him?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say yes, Drax. That is how you defuse bar fight easy.
Okay. So from here, we're gonna cut over to Walter. So as you make your way through the streets, Airfield's a very big city, and the Rift it's a good 35-minute walk at least from this bar, and you know your way. You know the back roads, and you know how to get there. And I don't know, there's something in your mind, probably nerve-wracking, as you walk down these streets, as you've walked so many times. And this is a part of town that perhaps you probably didn't visit very often in your last year and a half in this city. And you know that as you walk up to this building, you're not entirely sure if your family's in it. You were told that your family would be taken care of by your friend, and that you were told that maybe they'd be moved, but you haven't necessarily had any super direct contact with them since. But you make your way up to this house, and it's dark, and the street's quiet, and it's just you. And there's this.
Can I like pause and because I'm being real cautious and just like look around and make sure that there's no one else here.
Make a perception check. Yeah, make a perception check, just straight. So you are in your old house is on the other side of the rift, like the nicer area of town. And as you you look around, you don't see anybody. It's a relatively quiet night. Generally, you don't have to worry about criminals once you get past once you get past the rift. You can see often around a corner, like a block down, you can see the lantern light of what's probably a guard, just making its regular patrols. But other than that, it's quiet.
Okay, well, I guess I'll approach the door, see if I can get in.
All right, you go up to the door. It's locked.
I've still got the old key right here. Let's see if this works.
Yep, you can put it in, and you so yeah, you slip your key, and you probably go at this probably a little bit slowly, as you reach in. This is something you probably haven't done in a very long time. And you open that door, and it's dark inside. And on the furniture that made up, so your old house, it's like a 2-story house. It's small in size. It's like 2 rooms on the bottom floor and then 2 rooms on the top floor. And as you open the door, you see a familiar layout, but all the furniture is covered.
Like covered up with sheets and stuff?
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk over to one of the pieces of furniture and run my finger along it, see how much dust there's in here, trying to see how long it's been abandoned.
And you do get a fair amount of dust on your finger. I don't know, make an insight check. It's been a while.
That a while?
Like at least a year.
Okay. Well, I think just a single tear is going to go down Walter's cheek, and he's going to, back out of the abandoned house, lock the door again, and head for the after party tavern.
All right. And so we can say that as the night goes on, you all gather into this tavern. You have your drinks. You meet some people. You watch as halflings beat up full-grown sized men, and you watch as sailors and factory workers drink themselves sick on stage. And eventually, the sisters show up as well with their kenku, and they partake with you. And you all find yourself perhaps around one of these circular tables, out in the front, where it's a little bit quieter and there's not quite as much rowdiness. And they propose a toast to you, to new beginnings, to new friends, and coming adventures. and they raise a glass, and they've bought each of you a drink. And you all get to enjoy this night. Not your first night together as an official party, but definitely what probably feels like the end of the first night of the true adventure. And as the night goes on, you can all have your fun and get trash and just make a ruckus. But eventually comes around the late morning, and
At some point during the night, I cast Fairy Fire on that table full of dwarves.
yeah,
Just for fun.
just for
Wait.
fun.
You did what?
I'm going to cast Fairy Fire and just cover them all in sparkly pink dust.
Well, I believe I have to roll some saves, so give me a second.
Wait, is this like a glitter save?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just covering them with fucking like hot pink glitter.
And I'm gonna make some like flashing, flashing lights.
So at this table
like
there are
around
4
them.
dwarves. There is a bugbear, and there is that halfling who beat up the sailor. And they,
So if they're drunk, they should probably get disadvantage on these.
everyone in that area, except for the bugbear, you get to pick a color, I believe, that you want this area to be highlighted in.
Hot pink.
Hot pink. Are all the people start to note, like, it's not like obvious at first, but after a second, it starts to become apparent that, like, if you look closely, you're like, wait a second. It's like all the outlines of everything are just like a bright hot pink,
So
and it starts with like one of the dwarves like looking up, like kind of wobbling around. And just like starts pointing at the guy across from him, and just starts laughing. And he looks down at his fingers like, wait, and he like sees the outline on his hand. Oh, am I pink? And then
I guess when I picture Fairy Fire, I think of like, like when one of those color bombs from like the bank puts in like the bag of stolen money goes off.
Die
That's
pack.
what I usually picture it.
Oh, only it glows.
Yeah, and it just it covers them with like glittery dust. But yeah, I don't know if that's actually.
Yeah, it says each object in a 20-foot cube is outlined in blue, green, or violet, or in your case, hot pink. And so yeah, I'm gonna go. However, everything in there is shedding a dim pink light as well. So not only are they like outlined and like all the lines on their clothes and their bodies out like pink, like they're also like glowing pink, like a light around the area around them. They're kind of like lit up like a beacon.
Okay, and also after that, I'm gonna press the digitate and put out all the lights in there, one by one, so that we have a hot pink dance party going on at the fort too.
And so yeah, as the night goes on,
Trying to
Walter-
fight, sister.
Walter and Eshlik do manage to pull some crazy hijinks, which well probably doesn't end. Let me roll a dice. Definitely doesn't end in a rave. Does end with some very drunk dwarves like smacking each other's heads into the table and laughing at each other and getting into an argument, and then eventually like hugging it out and like I love you, man, I love you too, brother, and like basically getting up. And I'm sure with a little bit of encouragement from you, Eshlik, you could probably convince these burly dwarves to like start dancing. As just as purely straight bros, just dancing with each other.
Yeah, at some point I'll just like shout out, like, sort of trying to.
No homo.
I'm just gonna shout out, "Dance the dance of your homeland," and hope it catches on.
I'll tell you what.
I
I
can,
know.
I can keep going like this all
Yeah,
night, so
I imagine you can. So just to see if you can like if how many people you can probably get a dance party started, make a performance check. Let's just see what you can do. And I'll like I count that in like trying to hype people up, trying to convince putting the scene up, trying to get starting with these two drunk dwarves. And now with a 14, I'll say, sure. With your spells and your help and your abilities, and probably with the help of your two new bardic friends, who will throw in their magics, causing beautiful, like fun tavern music to start just appearing around into just various places and through some sort of magical means. You do manage to get probably around 12 people to start dancing. And if you can call the drunken, slovenly movements left and right of someone like who's about to pass out dancing, you do manage to get a party going in that area over there by the stairs. And it's awesome. But the night does come to an end. And you are getting people aren't necessarily getting kicked out of the bar, but they do eventually just stop serving drinks, and the people who are like working there kind of just leave.
Right.
And the people who clean and come in and like start cleaning, and there are just people like passed out on the stage and passed out in their chairs and like just kind of all over the place.
Okay, so over the course of the night and before closing, especially at last call, Boris is going to be drinking liquor heavily.
I assumed you would, and I'd like you to make 3 Constitution saving throws. And anyone else who was attempting to get trashed tonight probably should make one as well. Nope, you're already done. Yeah. Boris is passed out, guys. And he is hot pink right now. He's passed out on the dance floor.
You can't stop Drax.
Drax is fine. Drax is trash, but like that liquid, you're still going. You're still up, and you could probably have another one where they still serving people.
Walter's just making his lights flash with the music.
And you'll probably and at some point I'm gonna imagine like Russell the Kenku like just start like challenges you to like a dance off.
So Corvus, are you getting drunk?
Nah, like I said, I mean, I'm just gonna sip. I want to make sure you idiots don't do something you'll regret.
And yeah, you know what, Corvus? I'll let you since you're basically being the responsible one. Why don't you give me 3 perception checks for the entirety of the night to see if you catch anything that goes wrong. We'll see what happens at the end of this, where you guys are at, based on these rolls. Wow. All right, Walter, you teach everyone some shit, especially Russell, who's very impressed by your rendition of this new dance move called the Construct. And it's just going right.
Oh yeah.
You have to roll my perception.
Yeah, I rolled it 3 times.
Okay.
Of course, you don't quite necessarily notice. You don't really. I'll say throughout the night, your sister is definitely one of the more interesting people at this party. She's an exotic race, and she's wearing some exotic makeup, and she's got her hair in some crazy patterns. But nothing really disrespectful happens until probably around. We're getting close to like 12:30, and you see you do see like a group of let's say like 2 sailors and a merchant sitting at the middle table in front of the stage. They're just staring. They start staring at her ass, and like one of them like starts walking over towards her. Would you do anything to stop that?
I mean, that's not the kind of problem I'm worried about.
Okay. And
I'm worried about murderous intent. I mean, she can do whatever she wants. She's a girl.
All right, so you don't see anything like that. And yeah, it's like this guy does eventually walk up to you and try hitting on you, but he is slurring his words like crazy. You can't understand a word he says.
Yeah, I just use my intimidation skills coupled with my friend's cantrip to drive him off with his tail between his legs.
Yeah, and like on his way back to the table, he like trips and falls, and like he like doesn't get up for a little while. And his like friend, and you can see like his friends at the table are like ooh, but they don't like help him up. They're just like, But yeah, nothing else happens. There are some times, Corvus, where like it seems like maybe someone's about to get into a fight, but surprisingly enough, it seems like no one's really interested in starting a fight with a Goliath in a bar. And while Drax is kind of an outstanding individual, kind of like the Bugbear, much like the Bugbear, he gets the protection of his posse. And so standing next to Boris, no one seems to mess with him either.
Wait, Boris is prone and unconscious.
At the end of the night, yes.
So I'm gonna talk to Corvus at some point during this evening.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, brother, be sure to keep an eye out for our friend, old Benton Jark.
Of course, sister. Of course.
I worry because he does have a propensity for, becoming invisible at will, seemingly.
He is a bit of a shifty one, isn't he?
I don't know how we will keep our treasure safe from him. Perhaps we should hide it somewhere. I don't recall exactly what we did with it. Did we give it to the Goliath to hold on to?
I think, yeah, well, I do believe he has it right now.
Yes. So, I don't think he's doing a good job of protecting our investment, and he's like passed out on the floor.
Yeah, and actually, I'd say towards the end of the night, that's a good point. Is you'll probably notice some shadier individuals like poking, especially towards when everyone's starting to leave. People like the people who have like been sitting around quietly. Will probably start poking around, seeing if there's. You're definitely not the only people here who might have had the thought like, I wonder if I can get someone to pay my tab tonight. And like someone probably does poke around on Boris's body, but Boris, being the big guy he is, probably has an intimidating snore, and people probably do give him a wide berth tonight.
Well, and that's also the kind of thing I'll be dissuading patrons from doing,
Yeah.
right?
Especially if you're standing there like over him, and as someone like looks a little bit close at his pockets, you're like, I wouldn't do that. But yes.
I guess maybe I'll sleight of hand and slip our investment off of him since he's currently snoozing away.
Yeah, sure. So if you want, you can make a sleight of hand check to like make sure no one else sees you, but otherwise he's asleep. That's like,
yeah, he don't give a shit.
It's an auto pass. So if you're only trying to hide it from him, then like, yeah, no, you can just do that.
Well, and I probably don't want anyone else to obviously.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah, you can go ahead and give me a sleight.
But everybody else is wasted anyway.
With advantage. Considering you are quite possibly the only person who is not drinking right now. Yeah, you get it, no problem. Very definitely. Just kind of, you probably just kind of like one fell swoop, you like walk past him, kind of like kick it out of his pocket with your foot, and in same motion, kick it up to your hand and like put it in your pocket. Just like as you walk past him. All right. So that's said. The only person who drank enough to pass out like on the ground was definitely Boris. So if you would like to leave him here for the night, you may do that. Otherwise, it's probably going to take multiple people to try to pull them out.
Oh man.
Arya and Cadence are they fall asleep at their table.
Guys, I don't think we should stay here. I think I mean, Can we
Walter,
all get together and pick up this giant drunk guy?
Walter, when did you get here? I thought you had business to attend to.
I did, and I attended to it.
Surreptitiously, I hope.
Well, sure.
You know, if you ever need help with the disguise, I am very versed in the art of disguise. I can help
Oh, really?
you. Yes.
You know, I asked Drax earlier. He couldn't help me. I should have asked you. Darn it.
Well, the only problem is I only have female wigs and clothing, so you may have to disguise yourself as a woman, but it would be a very effective disguise.
That may be a possibility.
Well, we'd have to tuck in your beard or something.
Oh well, I can't cut my beard. That's not a possibility.
Well,
Hey,
maybe a
how
half
are we
dwarf.
gonna
Yeah, maybe a half dwarf woman.
carry the giant back to the inn?
He looks very comfortable where he is.
So Drax, before you leave, a very drunk, grisly-looking halfling walks up to you. He's like wobbling. You're there wobbling too. He looks at you. He's like, "Hey, you. You're short like me."
Oh, I'm tall. You short.
No, you're short too.
No, you're short. I'm tall.
He walks. Like, oh, you are. You're like it's the ears. It's not fair. You're a little taller because of the ears. Doesn't count.
Somebody fight this halfling, please.
Someone already did, and they lost.
Oh yeah, that dude got his ass kicked.
Yeah, it was actually very funny to watch. So it really, honestly, I don't know if I described it right, but he just like the halfling kind of just punched him in the balls, and the guy fell on the floor, and he just like beat the shit out of his face. And but you know, when you're fighting someone whose like fist is like ball height, that's kind of something you should probably watch out for, you know. And yeah, he like puts his hand on your shoulder. Drax is like, "Hey, okay, you win. But I'll be tall one day too. Just you wait and see." And he just and he like leans over and like falls, and he like passes out and kind of like hits his head on the chair, and he's just on the ground now. And you are left standing, the only the only awake yet the awake drunk short person left in the bar, because all the dwarves and the one halfling they're all gone.
I look around. Is anyone looking over here?
Perception check with disadvantage because everything is spinning.
Perception.
Yeah, probably not.
Ah. Well, I will retch on him and then walk away.
No one says anything. Unsurprisingly, you do hear like a sigh, like as you walk, and like you might like out of the corner of your eyes see see like the dude who is like tasked with cleaning up the bar tonight, and just like shaking his head, like going back to his business. All right.
Me sorry. Me try to find bathroom, but he hold me up.
Deception check. I'm just kidding. You're good. So yeah, you guys gonna how you guys gonna get back to your hotel tonight?
Stumbling.
Should be noted, you guys still have your cart parked nearby.
Let's just get Boris on the cart. Can't be that hard, right? I pick up Boris's arm and like try to drag him.
You're gonna make a strength check. And I imagine Walter's a little bit more conscious about his alcohol intake than perhaps some of the others.
but
Yeah,
not
no.
a strong
Yeah,
man.
you grab it, and maybe you think that maybe if you had been drinking, it might have helped. But as you like try to move, he just does not move. This guy weighs a ton. He weighs exactly as much as you were expecting him to weigh. You have no idea why you thought you could move him.
Guys, help me out. Come on.
Oh, I'm between 280 and 340 pounds.
You are a wall of meat.
I can lift, push, or drag 240 pounds. So you're just a little too heavy for me.
I can push 360 pounds.
Well, come help me, you wiry little goblin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, look, I'll get his arms, you get his legs.
Yeah. So
What?
Drax wobbles over to you.
Where's the legs?
It's down there.
Maybe you help.
Here, roll him over so his face isn't facing down.
I can't. I don't know what up is.
Jesus Christ, Drax. Is everyone completely hammered in here?
Corvus
I
and
look-
Ashlick
I look over at sister and brother.
Corvus in particular looks like he's been pacing himself very responsibly.
Ashlick has no desire to try to lift up Boris. Mainly because she has a strength of 7.
Oh wow, that's almost worse than my 8.
I can go to that bartender if they're still around.
There is no bartender, but there is a porter behind there who you could talk to if you needed to.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna try to get some help loading our friends. You know, it is a little bit your fault that you didn't pursue it quite badly.
I just cleaned the bar, man. But
I'm not blaming you.
he whistles like really loudly, and like a couple of the patrons are like shut the fuck up. But like he out from like the top room, like and down the stairs comes one of the probably the guy who was standing there earlier on those stairs, and he like motions over to the guy on the ground. The guy like throws his hands up like, what the fuck do you want me to do about it? And he like, fucking take him. He kicks Boris like a couple times to like see if he like wakes up. He like sighs, and he like basically like he like gets down and like throws like the guy like Boris's like hands over or like, arms over his shoulders and like starts trying to drag him. It's a slow process. If people want to help, like Walter, if you wanted to help, he'd welcome that. But he makes you guys make your way out, and he does drag Boris out. But once he gets Boris outside of the bar, he kind of just drops him.
Hey, the cart's right over there. Can you? Fuck.
Then go get it.
And I go and get the cart.
You drive the cart up. Yeah, he'll help. Yeah, and with you and drunk Drax and this guy, you do manage to loosely have him like dangling off the back of the cart. So you're probably he's on, but not super secure. And he'll clap his hands together and like goes back inside. He's like, don't die. Goes inside. So yeah, with Boris in the cart, you guys can start making your way back. There is such a thing as DUI in Fantasyland, so keep that in mind. Who's driving?
Wait, is there an evasion check? Gotta like run from the cops?
There's going to be a few checks if you run from the cops, but I don't think evasion is necessarily a term that you would roll.
I think, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So, brother, being the responsible one, he easily can drive you back on
Designated car.
can definitely lead you back to your inn at the Copper Coffers. It's a bit of a ride because it is on the other side of the city. It's a good, but it gives you time to like catch the nightlife. Which once you get out of the circle, which is like the downtown area of Airfell, there's really not as much. It's a lot quieter. It's basically like anywhere else you've been. Almost nobody's out in the streets. You get the occasional guard. The guards will occasionally like look up at you, see that you're driving and you're not falling over, and see your friend like kind of falling off the cart, nod, and like keep going. And you guys can make your way back to the copper coffers. They do have a place for you to park your cart, but they definitely don't have anyone to help you bring Boris up the stairs. So you guys just gonna leave him in the cart.
Unless very strong people.
I mean, I'm already in the place and like in my room.
All right.
I'm like trying to drag Boris. Come on, Boris.
It's fine.
No,
It's
leave
fine.
him.
Just let him be.
You can go ahead and make one more strength check if you really want to.
Let Flies take care of him.
Hey.
Yeah. So you managed to pull him out of the cart and onto the floor.
See, I don't think that's Walter's being strong. I think Boris is just like half conscious enough to start stumbling along with me.
To, like pick himself out. Yeah. So yeah, he's on the floor, and he might jaunt you awake a little bit, Boris. You're you're now lying in the mud. Not in the mud because it's just like lying in the dirt and the hay, like in their little stable. And like Walter's trying to get you up this come on, man, get the fuck up.
Walter trying to day rape you.
So Boris, you have an option here. I don't know if you want to make a roll for it or if you want to just decide to get up, but you kind of have an option. You can either sleep here on the ground or you can try to find the willpower to go up to your room.
Okay, I feel like it'd be like a con save again, wouldn't it?
Sure. You may roll whatever you want. I'm letting you make this decision.
Yeah, I feel like Boris is at least conscious enough to at least crawl. He might not be able to like stand up unassisted, but he can at least like get his face out of the dirt.
So yeah, sure. You are able to crawl your way into the copper coffers and up the stairs. It is a sad, sad sight, but nowhere near as sad as the grown man who got his ass whooped by a halfling. So at least at the end of the day, you still have more dignity than that guy. And you can pull yourself up. You guys, I believe, had 2 rooms. One where the siblings were going to have one, and then the rest of you were going to have another. So you guys can make it to your rooms. Go ahead and take a long rest. That's what we'll do. But I have to do that because this is Fantasy Grounds. Shit, that's not the button.
Surprise combat.
So there you go.
You know, one thing I learned recently, which I think is pretty hilarious. Tasha's hideous laughter. It sets incapacitated and makes it so that you can't stand.
You can crawl.
You can still crawl, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You can't like get the air to like stand up, and you're like clutching your side, but you can like drag yourself along.
Yeah, as you laugh hideously.
As you laugh towards your demise.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that just makes the spell that much better to me. Anyway.
So yeah, you guys wake up the next day. Some of you much worse for wear than others, but you wake up nonetheless. And yeah, what do you guys want to do for your second day in Airfell? Or I guess kind of realistically, maybe your first.
Well, so eventually the reason why we came to town was to find this Hunter's Guild.
And yeah,
Trying to move our way up to the ranks. I know we've heard about one sort of rumored job. There's some extermination of wolves in some place or something. I can't remember the exact details.
Yeah,
But I don't think that
let's
was
do
like
that.
an actual mission.
so you guys can make your way over to the Griffin's Academy in the morning.
Yes, the Griffin Academy.
So when you make it to the Griffin Academy, it's basically its own campus in Airfell. It's not in the the nicer part of Airfell. It's not it's separate from the actual academic sector where the actual universities are. It's kind of its own little thing, like its own guild hall, and it has as you go up, um, basically it's one large building, which you could assume probably is where most of the stuff takes place, like 2 stories tall. There's an arena that seems to be there. There are training grounds. There's on-site housing, minimal housing, things like that. And as you walk up, there is a clear place to where there's jobs postings. And if you go to inspect the board for job postings, as you walk up, you'll notice that there's another group of hunters. There's 3 of them. There's it's 2 humans and a halfling, and they're all wearing their cloaks, and they're looking at the jobs, and as they walk off, you approach the board, and there are the way it's designed is there are 2 sections on these board, and when I say board, it's more like the side the side of a barn in the size. It's like the whole building basically on the outside. It's sectioned off into places to where you can based on your experience level, it's organized that way. It's also there's also on a very large section there, it's kind of like a mail system to where they've got notes stuck to the board and then asset tags on them, where yours was AC 131, which is which stands for the Airfell Certified Group 131. The other groups have got stuff there in case there's someone is trying to get contact with a specific group. And when you look through, you can find probably in a section where it's pretty much for the new ones, new people. There are 3 listings you see, or rather, there's 2 listings and there's an announcement. And I can read these to you. The first one you find is you see a notice with a kind of like a poster that has information about the festival that's coming up, and underneath it in big letters it says combat prizes, fighting, it's some kind of advertisement, and it reads on the final night of the Long Sun Setting Festival, there will be held a series of tournaments in the Trap. The event will be open to the public for viewing, though there will be an entry fee. All contestants must register before the day of the competition and must be a party of at least 4. There will be 2 separate tournaments to enter based on the skill level of the parties competing. Events will be split into various tests of skills, the details of which will be released the day before the event, and will conclude with a display of hunting prowess against beasts of great ferocity for the qualifying parties. Inquire with Chapter Master Aurelia Flint within to enter. And then on the other, and I'll post, I'll paste these into the chat as I go.
Well, let's go talk to Miss Flint. What do you say, guys?
Before we go, there are 2 more. There are 2 more things that there are.
No.
No. So Eshlek was reading on the board. There is this one, and the way it looks is that these are notices for them. They don't actually have the information for the jobs themselves. So there's another one. There's another one about the thing you heard earlier. It's noted. It mentions Chansey, the village. One right there. And there's one more. So these are the 3 things that you see that seem like could be available for a party of your stature.
So is the one that we heard about listed here as well?
So when you were the man talked about on your way in, they were talking about dusk fangs and the infestation in the town of Chansey, which seems to be what that one is referring to.
So how long away is the Long Sun Setting Festival?
So right now, you are in the month of Long Sun, which is basically like August. It's like it's like we're approaching like the end of summer. And in the end, the festival is the final 3 days of the month, which you are 5 days away from the end of the month. So in 2 days, the first of the festivities will start. This is something that this isn't something that like is new for you guys that aren't from Airfell. You guys also have like your own things, Long Sun, this particular festival seems to be something that's celebrated all across the region. These specific 3 days, they seem to have like you probably recall like little signs of people putting out decorations for this in Fiona as you were leaving.
So can we pick like one of these, or can we, like, if we say did the festival and then decided to go investigate the farms and
So
the
the
missing people?
festival is just something isn't necessarily a contract. It's just a notice. But if you want to inquire more, you'd have to go and actually talk to the people on the inside to get more information.
I get you, but okay. I was just wondering if we can pick one, and like if we pick that one, then all this other stuff is going to happen, and we can't go help the people at the farm or whatever.
You know how this works. There is nothing against taking multiple contracts, but the way that these guild things are set up and the way they work is the contracts themselves exist for two reasons. The first one is to ensure that a hunting party finds, or a group of adventurers finds your problem, and the other one is to ensure that the people who choose to take on this quest, they have first priority. So like if you accept the contract, like in a city, they'll put your group tag down, and then if it gets done by someone else, you still technically get the reward because you're the one who claimed that job. It seems
so we should claim them both.
However,
that's what I'm saying, guys.
If you claim multiple jobs and you don't finish them, or you don't complete them within the required time, it definitely looks very bad on the party, and that's the kind of stuff that gets recorded down. And that's going to hurt your reputation. But specifically, these tasks right here, if you go inside, the only one here that's technically a contract is the farm one. The chancy stuff appears to be a notice. Like they are looking for more groups to head over to that area to join the effort. They're not necessarily offering a single contract out. It seems to be a request, as it says, it's a request that Airfell, the city, like the council, has made on behalf of the town, rather than like a group of people getting their money together to pay for a group of adventurers. It seems to be an ongoing effort that there might be some coin in if you were to go.
Do we know what the emergency response in Chancy is about?
But based on what you've heard, so the emergence, an emergence event is the name that was given to like the overall, basically the overall like a way that things start changing really fast. You can start more mutations in monsters and stuff. And an emergence event is emergence response is whatever effort is going on to combat like a serious one of these events. And you have heard. I think you've by this point you've probably deduced it has something to do with the Dusk Fangs. But
so which one of these could we do and be back in time for the festival?
You'd have to go inquire for more information.
Oh, we don't know how far.
Let's do that. I mean,
so the names of the people you're looking that you need to talk to are in there. Who are you looking for?
Okay, let's just make this kind of systematic. First, let's talk about the festival.
Yeah, so you inquire within. They immediately, like this, the first, as soon as you say the name Aurelia, like people are just like pointing to an office. that you can like walk into. I don't have like a map for this building yet, but yeah, you just walk up. This seems to be like it's probably the biggest office there is, and you knock on the door, and an attendant will let you in. And sitting behind the desk is a I think I have a picture, but I don't have a picture I want to show you yet. An elven woman, who definitely looks older than the elves that you've met in the city so far. Though she seems to be of the same subtype, at the very least. She is sitting there wearing the blue rose of Airfell, which is probably uncommon for a hunter to be wearing. But she's also wearing this gorgeous like splint mail armor that's just it shines a beautiful silver sheen. And she looks up at you, and she as soon as you walk in, she's like, "Haven't seen you around here. You here for the festival?" Well,
Yes, I think we are ready.
pass the tag. Well, what is it? What's your tag?
Yeah.
She'll ask you, like, she's asking for your credentials. She's asking you to show her that you're like actually a hunter of the party.
Oh, yeah, right here.
He like looks it over. All right, you're one of ours. All right. It looks over you. You're not all from here, though. That's for certain. Neat. Okay. Well, how long have you been doing this?
Oh, just a bit.
Yes, long time. Very strong party.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. So yeah, we're really looking to raise some funds with this. We're offering some prizes for people who can complete all the way to the last round. If you're if you're new party, wait, what's that?
When is the tournament?
Last night. It's all the events leading up to the final fights are going to be on the last night on Friday, leading up last night of the festival. Then the actual fights against the beast will happen then.
Does Walter know how many days from right now that is?
It's currently it's going to be 5 days from now.
Okay.
So
all right. Well, hey guys, you want to sign up for some, little show stabbing, little shisha, we can become famous.
So what we're offering here is if you do qualify, not saying that you won't, but if you do, there will be definitely benefits. There's going to be a small prize pool, but it's mostly just it's just going to be like a bit of the winnings as we're really trying to fundraise here. But what we are going to be offering is full exposure. As stupid as that sounds, the winners of the upper tournaments are going to be basically going to get an in with the fuck. I forgot the name. Give me 1 second. Okay. With Priscilla and the lower ranks of the tournaments, whoever wins that, we're looking at.
Wait a minute. You'll have to excuse my ignorance, lady. Or what? Does Walter know who Priscilla is? Is that like a princess?
Make a history check. Make a check, and since you live in Airfell, you may make this one check with advantage. It'll be a history. Yes, you do know who that is. You've never met her. So every single region has hunters are there's kind of like a leaderboard of hunters when you think about it. Like there are the best hunters, and there are a few of them who have become legends of today's age of hunters. And Airfell's best hunter, or the one that is most known for her accomplishments, is Priscilla. And that's a moniker. There's no you don't really know her first name, you don't know what her last name, you just know that's what they call her. And that's all you probably know about her. But she is one of these quote unquote legendary hunters, and she is probably the patron one of the Griffin Academy currently.
Okay.
As for the lower ranks of the tournaments, we don't really have too much of a way to do this, but we're hoping to get just basically we're hoping to give out some emblems to whoever wins. Get a little bit of recognition, possibly even get a little bit of a. We're thinking that maybe the winners can get first pick on the new contracts that come out the next week. Before they even hit to the board. It's more for fun than it is for a monetary gain. But if you'd like to sign up, you can do so right here. I just need to know a few things. How many of you are there? For one. Also, would be good to know, and honestly, how much experience you have killing things, because the last thing we need is for an accidental, some weird miracle if you sign up for the harder group and you do manage to qualify. We don't need you to die.
Yes, dying is not a concern that we have. We have not died. We fought Razorfin Griffin. We've killed lots of things.
Razorfin griffins are not really a frightening beast for hunters to deal with this in our work.
What? They were quite all right. Well,
That's going to that does. She nods and she's like, "That's we're gonna put you down for the starters tournament."
okay. Hey,
Yeah.
write down head fighters. That's our name.
The head fighters.
No. That is not our name.
So most groups do have a name, and we can just announce you as those guys if you want. But if you want, we could. Like, if you're gonna, name would be nice.
Boris Petrov and friends. Boris Petrov experience. What are we going for here, guys? We need a name.
I think we should just embrace it and just go as the nameless.
I like head fighters.
Since we can't actually decide on a name, we should just be the nameless.
Why does everybody hate head fighters so much?
Headless Griffin.
Yes, indeed. Very fixated on heads.
Lots of heads.
I'll just take what this man said.
How about Griffin head fighters?
She looks visibly stressed out by you guys.
That's as far as I can bend.
Well, it seems that you guys are having some problems deciding on what you want to be called, which is cute. So I'm just going to put you down for right now. I'm just going to put down AC131, which is what your tag says. And when you get there, go ahead and tell the guy who's announcing your name what you want to be called, and if you figured it out by then. Otherwise, they'll make something up.
Well, all right then. Hey, thanks, lady. I take all the paperwork and put it into my my books and binders.
There's not really any paperwork so much to say as just like you've written down your names and told her, answered her questions, and she's taking.
Don't I get a piece of paper that identifies us as registered in the tournament as this particular number?
I mean, you have your number on your badge, and are you honestly scared that someone's gonna try to impersonate you?
Yeah, unlikely. I was confused. I didn't know you were talking about the badge here. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably just show up and say who you are. I mean, I don't think anyone else knows who you are, right? Does anyone? She goes back to her work. She seems a little confused.
All right, guys. Well, that's a week from now. Want to go talk to farm people?
So asking around, if you were to ask around, so with regular contracts like this one, there is always a taskmaster, which is basically just the people. It's like a group of clerks who are like sit behind their like little bank teller like windows, and they just have the job of bookkeeping who's doing what. And so if you go there and you inquire about this, they will tell you that it was posted yesterday and that no one has taken it yet, and it is still open for available, but they can't guarantee how much longer it's going to be available. They say that They give you the instructions that
Can they
where
can
to
they
go.
tell us how long it would take to get to
Less than a day to get to here. This is what they tell you. It is if you go out the southwest what's it called, archway. It's like on the very edge of the farm where the greater Airfell farmlands like stop technically being part of like the actual city or
so
the
so
city's
that's like a
like less than like a few hours.
4-hour walk,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
6-hour walk.
like a few like 2 to 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours basically on your cart, like going at a brisk pace. Like you get there, not too far away.
All right. Is this the same? Oh no, we need to go to Chartered Captain Riffshire.
So are you going to tell them that you're going to take this contract?
Oh, I look over at Sister. What do you think, Sister?
So it looks like there's two contracts that we can look at. There's the emergency response, which seems
And
to
the
be
farmers.
a combat type, like a hunting thing, and the other one seems to be more of an investigation type.
Yeah, but I think they're all in different places. This is the place
Okay,
for
I'm just
the
laying out
farm
that
thing.
These are our options. So I think the emergency response thing
So-
sounds a little more straightforward.
So asking around to find the chapter captain Riffshire. So at this point, you're probably starting to get the feeling of what like the ranks are. Where like a chapter master is above chapter captain, and then below that is going to be like, well, you haven't really met anyone else yet, but basically you're starting to get that's like a sergeant level in it if it was military. Like they're like they're in charge of like their area. And so when you go up to when you ask around about this guy, he actually finds you inquiring about him and comes up behind you. And you turn around and they're just like because like I imagine you ask like the teller there like where to find this guy, and he's like comes up and behind you you turn around and you see he's human man, wearing an eye patch, short ginger hair and a ginger beard, mustache, kind of just walking up to you. He's wearing a what looks like it's chainmail kind of, but it's like the sleeves are missing. And and he is wearing the Griffin cloak, Academy cloak, which is like the Airfell cloak, but it's actually green. You looking into the Chansey job.
That's right.
Yes, well, they're just basically what we're looking for is there's just no shortage of hunters to go out there and just exterminate some dusk things. That's the gist I've gotten from it. But Chansey, if you haven't heard, if you don't know where it is, it's about 3 days travel northwest from here. A small village doesn't quite exist anymore, from what I understand. But we've been sending out expositions every week or so to just exterminate the land, kind of just go back in. They're looking for people to kill these things, go in, try to recover stuff from the village, it's stuff like that. It's kind of more of an ongoing job kind of thing. You go in, you show up, you do work, you get paid for as long as you're willing to help out. And that's unavailable for anyone who's not quite who just wants some stable work right now. That's going to be available for as long as Airfell keeps paying us.
Well, that seems like what I sounded.
Were you saying something? You just kind of like faded out. Here.
Yeah, I'm saying that if it's 3 days there, then we will be late to get back for the tournament. So
No, you're going to participate in the tournament. That's nice. I hope to see what you can do. Which division? Top or bottom?
We're the bottom division.
That's nice. It's good. It's good to see new hunters coming in. We're kind of going through a shortage right now. It's very dangerous times we live in.
Why are we doing the bottom division?
Because we
Because-
suck.
Essentially,
Beginners.
It's
She
like
wasn't
the-
impressed with us killing a Razorfin Griffin. She's like,
Yes, we
oh,
murdered.
like, oh, okay,
Hmm.
that's nice. Good job, I guess. You get the feeling that like the bottom division encompasses everything except for the people who've been doing this for a long time. Maybe it's like the way she was describing it, it's kind of like a 75-25 for like the skill levels.
Okay.
Like the champions are probably the ones who are going to this so-called top division. It seems like that this is more of like a performance spectacle kind of thing. It's not. They're trying to like pair up people with challenges they're pretty sure that they can handle, and they're doing it to like basically raise money right now. But they're offering various prizes depending on how far you make it.
Well, so maybe we should investigate this job, the local job, instead of
Leaving the city. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And he'll let you know that Riftshire will let you know that this job, this Chansey thing, it's definitely not going anywhere. It's a brand new disaster fund kind of thing that's just started happening. That it's gonna, if you were looking for like
What you're
seasonal work
is it's
later down the line,
you're still gonna need help after this tournament. I'm picking up what you're laying down.
or as long as Airfell is willing to shell out money for it. They're gonna keep offering to pay you guys to do this.
All right. Well then, shall we head to the farms? It's a wonderful day. We've still got time, don't we?
Let's do it.
Yes, farms.
yeah. So I actually probably have to drop off for the night. We have school starting tomorrow
Yeah.
morning.
Oh, yeah,
It
we
is
don't have
10:30, so we can end for tonight.
Are your
And we can
kids
start
going to school, Nick? Or are they staying
Um,
in your house?
Yes and no.
Oh wow. How does it work? Like who?
You've
Goes
asked a
and who
question that
doesn't.
there is no answer for. So
Oh.
some of them are staying home. Some of them are gonna find out tomorrow when they get there what happens.
Phew.
Let's just say it's a shit show. Yeah. So
But yeah,
Fun
good session tonight.
times.
No, it was a slow one tonight, but
I thought
We'll
it was
get-
fun. Yeah.
you liked it? All right.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
glad.
it's all. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. No combat. Loved it.
All right. Good to hear. Well, we'll see what you guys do tomorrow. See what you guys can find out.
Tomorrow.
Night,
Uh,
guys.
Night.
Later.
Night, Nick.